This time of year in the South, perfect fall football weather. And we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Atlanta Falcons. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. They'll start on the ground with Swift. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Take a look at the defense for these Texans. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Hurts. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Remember, Charles, this is the number 1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're number 1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
From the 35, here's the 2nd down and 6. Again, it's Homer. Travis Homer, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And that flag accepted.
Fairbairn at the kickoff for Houston.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
They're on the 12-yard line.
Don't touch that. Miami. Hey, 73. Don't touch that.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Finding space at the 40. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
Don't touch that. Don't touch that.
Hurts. Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 43. Hurts sets up to throw it. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. The Falcons at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they come in off a disappointment last time out. That put an end to their modest 3-game win streak.
And it always hurts when you lose a tight game, as they did a week ago. I think each player starts thinking to himself, if I could have played better one play here, one play there, maybe it could have changed this team's fortunes. But it absolutely illustrates how important it is to play a complete game if you want to win in the NFL.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And his throw is incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. You look at the defense for these Texans. They enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
They've established themselves as a top 10 run-stopping unit in the NFL here in the early going. All signs point to me towards them continuing that throughout the season. They look pretty good, pretty darn cohesive to me.
2nd down, here's Jalen Hurts. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Texans are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. That goes for a gain of 31.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
Going on the ground with Homer. Oh, able to avoid him. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. This is Homer. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Travis Homer with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Texans are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that other jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Targeting Pitts on the out route, and he's got it complete. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
No touchdown. 73. 73. No.
Now Hurts going to keep it running left. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's Hurts to throw. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And out of bounds right around the 20.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
No touchdown.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Get it. No touchdown.
They'll set up a throw. And this is going to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
Here we go.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. And taken right at the 35. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Down to about the 45.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. He's got room to roam. Touchdown, Falcons! Devontae Smith, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Play action. Stroud now. That one complete. It's tanked down. Finding room at midfield. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. 39 yards there. A big one.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Brandon, you know I'm all about quarterbacks protecting themselves, but I have to admit it, I liked what I just saw there. That rookie wasn't afraid of absorbing a big hit. Now, you don't want to see him taking those shots all game long, but he picked up the first down, kept fighting for yards, and was willing to embrace some contact to keep the play moving.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Falcons are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. A little bit of flip the script. Quarter one, they struggled. Quarter two here, they put things together. And I guess sometimes, Charles, you just come out and you have to get your feet underneath you in the ball game, right?
That's exactly right, because every now and then you don't come out of the gate as fast and as strong as you want to. Sometimes you have to ramp up into it or take a few hits along the way and figure it out. And that's what they've done so far. Slow start, but now they're starting to put it together.
Second down. Here's Hurts. Past the 20. A big pickup of 38. First down now, but the clock continues to move. First and 10, it's Patterson. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Cordero Patterson taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Falcons will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 17-14. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Phillips now from the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We got to get it back.
And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Stroud sets up the play action. Finds his man. It's John Mechie. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Ready.
Play action. Here's Stroud. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
That's complete. It's Collins. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will do it for this first half. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission.
With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Phillips now from the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. 2nd and 11. They'll run this with Homer. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. Stroud on 3rd down now. It got his man complete. And down to the 28-yard line. A huge play there for Houston. 47 yards.
As a general manager, you're counting on your 1st and 2nd round draft picks to have a big-time impact on your team. But where you make your bones, rounds 3 through 7. If you can find a few diamonds in the rough there, develop them, then you've got something going, and we're seeing one right here.
Yeah, plays like that lead me to believe that they found a diamond in the rough. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 81 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Travis Homer, 15 yards. And the Texans have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
63, 63, 63.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And Hurts is intercepted. His 3rd of the game. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
And he's got it. And the Texans are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Got it. Ready?
Stroud keeps it. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Here's Pierce. Will take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
And maybe that's the magic touch right there. They didn't use him at all in the first half, at least running the football. But here they entrust him with some work down in the red zone, and he responds. 1 carry, 1 touchdown.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
You know they wanted, you know they expected. They needed him to be sharp coming out after the half. Unfortunately, he's missed his first 3 throws. I wonder if he got out late and missed his warm-up time.
The whole team did come out a little bit later than usual. I don't know, maybe there's something to that.
Must have been a heck of a halftime speech.
Yeah, maybe just trying to rally the troops back from this deficit. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Get it!
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Rolling to his right. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Go! 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Stroud. This will be caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins His third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this fourth quarter. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Right back to Pitts again. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. And they're going to speed things up here. But first down, Hurts. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Hurts. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big. They just sent their receivers out, let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in this stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all, because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else and makes a dramatic play.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 3-yard line.
And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Ready.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 126 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
Here we go.
Second and 11 now. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Hey, Crash. Warrior 70. Ready.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. Open man there is Collins, complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Ready, break.
And the Texans first down.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Falcons will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things. And now here is another interception. Jalen Petrie picks it off, and the Texans are going to take possession here at their own 33. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
Ready, set.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And they'll give him another shot. It's going to be stopped here at the line of scrimmage, and time is going to expire in this football game. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Texans, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves.